Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth, your favorite show. Today we have the maker with us, Josh Watts. Thank you for being here, Josh.
Thank you for inviting me to be on.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Obviously I'm Dan the Law, your host, and here we are tonight talking about a good, maybe not so good movie.
Depends on how you want to look at it.
That's right. This is so true. Depends on how you look at it.
Or who you're comparing it to.
Yeah, exactly. So welcome, everybody. And welcome to those who will come in late or watch this later. Obviously, when we're live, you guys can chat in the comments section, and we usually talk back to you. But if we're not live, obviously, you just watch us as us and listen to.
But you can still comment.
Conversations. Yeah, and that's true. You can still comment down in the comment section below, and we'll get back to you through typing. So tonight we're gonna be doing. Oh, I didn't have the overlay. We're gonna be doing the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So strange. Yeah, it's a movie. That's
Well,
sure.
I'll be honest. So I watched it last night, and it was the second time that I've ever watched the movie.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, mine too. It was like about the second time. I started watching it again before even coming on the show, just to just to keep
refresh
it
the memory and everything. Yeah.
forefront of the memory, because I watched it like 2-3 days ago.
Oh, really?
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, okay. I mean, there are some, it's like a Star Wars thing. There's some good stuff in there,
right?
But they just didn't execute it well. It's like, I don't know. It's strange.
Well, let's do this. Are we going to go through our 5 categories on this one, or are we just going to go ahead? Okay, all right, cool. So
we will. I'm just kind of.
Just filling in
away,
the air right now
for a minute. Yeah.
Sure.
Is there any fill-in you want to talk about, or you just want to get into it?
I thought it was interesting. I didn't realize that George Lucas wrote the story.
Yeah, and Steven Spielberg was still part of it too. So they
he was. Yep,
collaborating.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think,
and Kathleen Kennedy was involved with it too.
Well, of course, the famous Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes. Yes, she has become death, the destroyer of worlds. Sorry, an Oppenheimer reference, but you know.
Corwin, what's up? How are you?
Hello.
And we got Brett. What's up, Brett? How are you doing?
Hey there.
And then Corwin says, I saw this in theaters, then saw it on TV a couple of years later. For a second time, the Blu-ray disc remains sealed within the box set, never to have seen the light of day.
It's crazy. I have the box set as well, and I have it open, but I can't find it anywhere. I actually own it, but I can't find it.
Really?
I can't find my box set. I think it might be over at my parents or something. I don't know.
Okay. So it's the whole box set, not just the one out of the box set.
No,
I was going to say, that's strange.
No, it's the whole box set. I can't find it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Nice.
It might be at my parents or something like that, because there was one time we did a binge watching of Indiana Jones when I stayed over there for a weekend.
Oh, there you go. It could be. I have two. I think I have 2 sets of the original DVD set, where it's 1, 2, and 3, and the behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Disc. So I have those. I don't have the extra one.
4.
Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Man, I don't know. This was it was strange because I don't know, in the end they just make it into like an alien. They've got like several skulls. It turns into
spoiler alert, everybody. But
yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Brett says he
Well,
actually enjoyed the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Didn't see what was bad about it. No,
so
it is
I mean,
fun. Like
well, so
it's kind of fun, but it's I don't know. It's
well for me, I remember hating it when it first came out.
right.
But
I didn't enjoy it well. I thought it
mhm.
was a mediocre movie.
But last night I have to say
Up till
I actually kind of enjoyed it a little bit more than I thought last year than I did last time I saw it.
right. I would have to say the same thing, but there are elements of
Oh,
the movie
yes, of
that
course.
pulls you out of the movie, and it's like,
Yeah.
they could have made a different
I have like
way
one
to make
huge
something.
gripe, but that's going to get into the whole other categories.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we could just get into the
Might,
category.
might as well.
Oh, right.
Might as well. We're already rolling as it is right now
Yeah,
anyway.
that's right. This is so true. All right, we're gonna be going with the plot first, everybody. The plot, as everybody knows, here on Inside the Booth, we have 5 categories: the plot, the acting, the cinematography, the music, and the allegory. And then we score it by those categories, and each category gets a point. One from me, one from Josh, and then at the end we add them together, and out of 10 points, it'll get something. So that's how we do things here at Inside the Booth. And if you're new here, that's that's what we do. But if you're not new here, you already know. All right. So yes, the plots. All right. So the plot is strange. It has like a couple of different kind of little plots that kind of mesh together. You got the search for the crystal skull, the kingdom of the crystal skull. It's actually more just a search for the skull itself, not the whole kingdom of the skull.
Yeah, at first, yeah.
And then the other inner plot is, Shia LaBeouf is Indiana Jones's son.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler if you haven't seen this movie.
It's been out for like what, well over 10 years?
Yeah. 2008 it came out.
2008. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's way over 10 years.
It is, yeah.
What's that? 14? My math
like 13.
is bad.
I think it's like 13.
Yeah. 13 years, that's crazy.
Let's see here. Hold on.
It's a long time. 13 years is a long time. And even in this movie, Mr. Harrison Ford looks and acts pretty old. So
15 years. Okay, sorry.
15 years.
15 years.
All right, so
yeah, but he doesn't look near as old as I thought he did.
Yeah, that is true. It's like when you see the commercials for Dial of Destiny, he looks
ancient, man.
Right,
he looks ancient.
He looks like he belongs in a museum.
Whereas actually, in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he looked way younger. I mean, I know 15 years is a long time, but he aged drastically within those 15 years.
Oh yeah, he did. That's crazy how that happened.
I mean, to a degree, he almost looked like he did back in like what was it, Air Force One, almost just a little bit grayer. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna say I'd hate to be his stunt double because you kind of have to move like him a little bit,
right?
So you don't get thrown off that it's not him.
But you have to also move in a way that you have to remember he's old, so you have to move in an older manner,
right?
But still look like Indiana Jones at the same time,
right? Exactly. That's probably why the action was a little slower.
A little bit.
I'm guessing Dial of Destiny because I haven't seen it yet. I'm guessing the action in that movie is a lot slower than this one. So
then again, it could be a lot faster for the other persons.
Right.
But anyway,
yeah. Anyways, so all right. So plot for me, I don't know.
You're not gonna go dread it half, are you?
No, I'm actually probably just gonna give it no point because it's like it's mixed up. It doesn't know what it wants to be, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like what kind of movie it wants to be. It's got this action adventure, but it also has like a kid action adventure, or or it's got that I want to be eerie and a little scary, adventurous type stuff, like in the what's that movie? What was that movie?
Which one?
The second Indiana Jones,
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, yeah, but it's supposed to be the prequel, I guess.
Yeah, that was
it's
a
supposed to
prequel,
take
if you
place
will.
before. Yeah, it's so weird. All right, so the Temple of Doom, it has like that Temple of Doom vibe in a couple of areas, but then it has the movie Hook or Peter Pan vibes in a couple of areas, and then it has, it's like it's all over the place. So in my opinion, I unfortunately have to give this a 0 points.
Ouch.
For plot.
Now for plot, we're going with like story and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the whole story.
Okay, well, for me, the story
executed it.
The story actually I really liked.
Well, I guess in
some aspects I like.
Right.
So story wise, I liked the just the history aspect of it all. Learning all about the mythology and
how Mayans or something.
Yeah, the beliefs that were behind that kind of thing. It's fascinating. I actually did some Googling last night on some of the stuff, especially like okay, he was out in the New Mexico desert, and it's like, okay, timing on this thing is kind of interesting. It's like, okay, because I'm watching it while Oppenheimer comes out the same weekend. I'm like, okay, so did this take place during the same time frame? And it's like, no. This movie took place in 1967, and then Oppenheimer is in 1945, I think it was.
Right.
And
that's another thing that's confusing. Was this taking place like in the 40s or in the 50s? Or
no, it was taken. It was. Like, it said in the beginning it was 1967.
Right, but the vibes that it gave off and the vehicles that they used were 40s, 50s, a little bit of 60s, I guess.
But the movie, the music, if you will, some of the music in the movies were or vehicles were like 50s transitioning into the 60s kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I disliked that whole beginning race scene or whatever.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
With Elvis Presley singing. Elvis Presley came out in 54, and it was like, okay, well, the song that they played, I think, came out in like the 60s or something. So maybe the whole 60s thing, sure.
Yeah.
But the cars were like 40s, and that one Ford, the first Ford car there, that was a 1930s car, and he's going, oh, that's how fast you can go. Well, those cars never went that fast. What the heck, what the heck's going on here?
But again, to me, again, so when I did the Googling thing, so I found out though that from 1945 up till 1999, I think it was, that the U.S. had conducted well over 1,000 nuclear tests as far as nuclear explosive tests.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I thought that was interesting. It's like, okay, I can see that now. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, because I did look that up, and I said, well, when was the first nuclear test? And it did say 1946 or something like that.
Yeah,
and then the timeline doesn't fit. But I didn't read that it went all the way. Okay, so it could have been one of those other ones.
Exactly. There were many that were done underground, but there was a couple of them that were done above ground in the desert. And I guess there was one that may have gone off in 1967. I couldn't find one that actually confirmed the year that it did go off, that they all went off and stuff.
Right.
But
of course,
within the the Trinity test of the 1940s up till I think it was 1999 is around the time frame that they happened to do the testing. But anyway, sidetrack on that one.
That's okay.
But the Russians didn't really care much for that, as far as like I know we went away from the Nazis. I get the time frame and all that kind of stuff. Right. But I think the storyline, as far as like the mystery behind the mythology of it all, was what I think gripped me the most out of it. all the other stuff as far as like the drama behind Shia LaBeouf's character Mutt, and which is an interesting name.
That's another thing why I thought the 50s was because of the greaser look,
the grease hair and all that. Yeah,
the groks, the jocks. I can't even.
the groks.
What's a grok? I don't know. I meant jocks. Jocks.
Wow.
Oh, that's great. You know what's up, Marie? How are
Hello.
you?
But yeah, again, like I said, so to me, I think it is a little disjointed, but to me, that was the most entertaining aspect of it. So for me, I think I can give it a bit of a point.
Yeah, you can give it a point. All right, cool. I mean, like I said,
so 0 and 1.
Yeah, 0 and 1. So, but like I said before, there are elements of the movie that I did enjoy. I did like seeing him run around in an abandoned town that was for testing for bombs. but the thing that kind of threw the whole thing off was, okay, yeah, he hid in a fridge, but then you see the fridge flying.
Oh,
and hitting
yeah.
so hard, no one could survive something.
No.
Now, if you like pretended maybe it was bolted to the ground, and then
also
I don't know.
I think scientists and stuff like that came out. I was like, no, you cannot survive a nuclear blast in a refrigerator. No, it won't work.
Even if it's lead lined, it's lined in lead, so he can survive. Yeah.
No. Well, and then the other thing is that too, man. He wouldn't be far enough away to go ahead and resist the fallout and all that, man. I mean, I know he got clean and stuff, but it still would have affected him in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was like right there. I mean, geez.
Of course, yeah. That's crazy. Brett says he wants to try the fridge stunt later. All right, you do that. Make sure you pat it though. Pat it with
make sure you have a GoPro on the inside so we can see how badly you get banged up. But you might want to invest in one of the ones from like the 50s because they're a lot more durable than ones we got today.
Yep, there you go. The ones that lock from the inside.
Yeah, might want to put a GPS tracker on too, just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Hey, what's it? Marie says she loves the protesters, the signs on the campus. Better dead than red.
Yeah, they actually had those signs too, though. Yeah. So
strange. People are strange.
Communism, man.
Brett says, "I'll let you know if it works on Twitter."
Yes, document the whole thing, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, every 5 minutes. I'm flying in the air.
I'm still in the air.
I just hit something. Ouch, tweet. Ouch, tweet.
Neck is broken. Police send help.
Oh, man. I did like what Brett said earlier. He said Old and the Furious starring Ford. That was good. So Corin did say that the Crystal Skull is supposed to take place in 1957. Yeah, and the Dial of Disgrace takes place in 1969.
I thought it said that it was 1967. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
I didn't pay attention to that beginning part. I don't like how they did the introduction either. You know how the name of the movie comes out?
Yeah.
I don't like how they did it.
It was a little lackluster, yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know. It was like a B movie or something. I was like, I'm watching a B movie.
Well, that's where we're going to be getting into one of the other categories as well.
Yeah. Cinematography, yep. Yep. Mrs. Martin Muses, how are you? We love everybody who's here.
Thank you for everybody tuning in tonight.
That's it. Thank you. All right, so I guess it's time to talk about the acting. Dun 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 dun. Acting.
Ooh.
All right. Let's see here.
Hit it.
Well, I guess. Let's just. I'll name off all the actors first, and then we'll talk about how they did. You got Harrison Ford, of course, the
Obviously.
great Harrison Ford, obviously. You got Shia LaBeouf as his son. You got Kate Blanchett as the Russian. No, she was
Ukrainian.
the Ukrainian woman that hangs out with the Russians. That's great. And then you got Karen Allen, obviously is Marion from
Lois Lane. Oh, sorry.
from the first movie. Yeah, that too, right? And then you got all these other people. Iger.
I know John Hurt.
Yeah, John Hurt is Harold Oxley.
Yep.
And Charles Standforth was Jim Barnard. He was the
British.
No. Yes, I think he's British. He was the guy in the school that said he resigned or something.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was thinking of somebody else.
Because of the other thing.
I was thinking of the British guy, the secret agent.
Right, the triple agent.
It's a triple agent.
Double agent, triple agent. What was his name again?
I can't remember.
George.
He was kind of forgettable.
It was Mac.
Mac.
Ray Winstone was his name.
Ray Winstone.
I don't know. And then all these other ones say Russian soldier 4.
Yeah, of course.
31.
College student number 1.
Other people. So, anyways,
right.
I guess let's talk about how they did. But let me see this comment real quick. Netflix can race swap me on a documentary, Brett says. Okay. So after he makes the thing on Twitter and does the refrigerator thing, yes, they'll race swap you, I'm sure.
Might want to go ahead and pick one out as a clause.
That's it. Mother Russia. In Moscow. I don't know where they're from. But okay, so the acting was okay. There were parts that I liked and parts that I didn't like. Just like this whole movie. There's parts that I liked, parts I didn't like. And a lot of it probably had to do with the writing and how the script was made.
That's how I feel about it, yeah.
Which I don't know why. I understand 2008 George Lucas, he was the big man at the time. Everybody was doing the yes man thing with George Lucas. Why didn't they have anybody rewrite and how they do that with movies, and they're like,
right, how they used to do it with movies.
Yeah, this looks like it would work. Let's rewrite it. Okay, this looks better than this. Okay, let's rewrite a few things, and why don't they do that anymore? I don't even think they probably do that with any of the.
They just got lazy, man.
I think so. They don't do that with the shows from Disney Plus anymore either. Unfortunately, look at the Star Wars stuff that they're putting out. I know. Like,
I hate it.
It's like, why don't they rewrite things to make it, let's make it
feel
better.
Right?
Yeah, feel right. That's it. So there was good parts of the movie and there was bad parts of this. The acting, Harrison Ford, he was almost like he didn't really want to do the movie, but he did it, type of thing. That's how it came off.
That's how he is with just about everything anyway, but
it is. But like he came off like almost like he didn't want to really do it. And if he was 15 years younger, why didn't they put him on a like a eating plan like they do with some of these Marvel people?
I doubt you force him. I doubt you force him to go on an eating plan, man. I mean, come on.
Get him in
Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford don't care.
Yeah, that's true. But still, get him in shape a little bit. We
ain't gonna go ahead and do that.
But yeah, so I don't know. I would, just because the acting is subpar and there are parts that they're good and parts that they're bad, in my opinion, I will give it a half a point.
Half a point.
Half a point.
Well, I think for me, the actors can only do so much when the dialogue is not that great. I think some of it also has to deal with the environment that they have to work in.
Right.
I feel like at the time, green screen, blue screen was still a relatively still in its baby form, if you will. Still hasn't fully developed yet, so they still had to work around all that stuff.
2008, yeah, I guess
you're right. Harrison Ford being a classic actor, he knows how to go ahead and act more in like real world settings, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Lois Lane. I can't remember her real name. Kate Blanchett, she did a great job as Galadriel. I don't know what they did with this character for her.
Yeah, they just.
I think they just kind of like just made up a character and just kind of like, and just we'll go ahead and hire this great actress to go ahead and play a really kind of not great part.
Yeah,
Why?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why?
And throw in a Russian accent there.
You could have just saved yourself some money by hiring somebody else.
That is so true. They could have just hired, Bobby Joe.
Anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say just about anybody.
Yeah, let them play the part. They would have done just as good.
Shia LaBeouf, he has his own acting thing that he does and went through. He did all those Transformer movies, which, I enjoyed and everything, but it just didn't. I think that was still during his like rise to stardom and stuff, but it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I don't want to go in like diss on the actors itself, but
right.
You can only do so much with what the material is given to you.
Right. But at the same time, as an actor, can't you have some kind of influence? Say, hey, you know what? This just
that's what I'm thinking too. Right. Yeah.
Because they did that in the 80s. I know.
Right.
There's, like you read about some actors, like they're like, what's his name? In that Western movie. I can't think of his name. Kurt Russell.
What, Tombstone?
Yeah, Tombstone. Apparently, Kurt Russell had a lot of pull on that movie, and he said, "You know what? Let me help you tell the story because something's not right." So he just basically took over to make that movie.
And Harrison Ford did the same thing in Empire Strikes Back.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, he did. With that whole thing where Leia says, "I love you," and Han says, "I know." He wasn't supposed to say that. He was supposed to say, "I love you too."
Right.
But
so
he's like, "No, I'm not saying that. That's not what Han Solo does." He said so. He's like, "I know," and then they just went with it.
Yeah, I mean,
and now it's been iconic. I mean,
exactly. So I don't know why. In 2008, everybody was just like zombies and being told what to do instead of having some kind of influence to say, "Hey, you know what? Let's try it this way." Or
I think part of the problem again has to do with just the writing in general, and I think part of it is catering to the generation that's going to be watching it. Unfortunately, the generation that's going to watch it is the ones that grew up with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they fully realize that. Even like with Star Wars, they don't realize those that are watching Star Wars are your age, my age, and older.
Yeah.
Younger generation, they're going to watch it, but they don't care about the older films. They don't care about the whole mythology that has been built upon, with those movies and stuff. So it's the same thing again with with Indiana Jones as well. They're not realizing that it's like, oh, we got a group of people that will really watch this if we go ahead and just nail it. Like, we're going to go ahead and cater to the people that really don't want to watch it.
Right, and half-assed everything or something.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's like why? Like the whole what was it? The Shia LaBeouf and the Kate Blanchett sword fight scene.
Yeah.
It felt like a kid show or something. Like I was watching some kind of kid movie,
right.
And it even had the kid music behind it. And that'll be for music stuff that we're talking about. But it felt so like I'm watching Peter Pan. Woo, and then he swings with the vines with monkeys.
Right.
That
was weird too.
And they could have cut that all out, and the movie would have been just as good.
Right. but but I mean, it's one of those things that it's like they hinted at, it's like, oh yeah, he took fencing, and they said that earlier on when he was in school. Yeah, he took fencing. It's like, yeah, but yeah, if you took fencing, doesn't necessarily mean you're a master with a sword against somebody else. He said he dropped the class. It was like,
yeah, exactly.
Why is he like so all of a sudden? Why is he all of a sudden able to go ahead and go up against this Ukrainian woman who's an expert with the sword, and he's able to go ahead and hold his own?
Yeah, exactly.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, it must be. Oh, I know. He must know how to use the Force, like how Rey and Finn knew how to use a lightsaber right there at the beginning of the darn thing.
That was all George Lucas right there too. So so people hating on the sequels of Star Wars. Well, George Lucas helps with some of that stuff. Unfortunately,
yes, but at least he had some form of training in the beginning, though. Whereas Rey and Finn had none.
Yeah, had nothing. That's true. That's true. We got. I'm gonna read a couple of comments here. Marie says 50% of Disney Plus profits should be used to send writers to some decent writing workshops.
50%, only 50%.
Yeah, at least 50%, right? That's about what she means.
At least. Say at least. But go ahead. Yeah.
Brett says set up the Indiana Jones like they did for James Bond. That way, you get a different Indiana Jones movie with a different actor each time. Yes and no. I mean, you could. I think. There's only one person I think that would be a good Indiana Jones. It's the guy who played Superman.
Christopher Reeves?
No. The new one. The new Superman.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I think he would be an excellent Indiana Jones.
Actually, I think
go ahead. His face. If you look at some of the pictures of Harrison Ford, their faces are almost.
See, I would actually see more of Chris Pratt playing the character, but I think that would be a really too on the nose, and I think it would take it too far into the comical aspect.
Right, exactly. That's
why. But I will say that I did enjoy back when it originally came out was the Young Indiana Jones Adventures. Have you ever watched those?
I started watching them. A little cheesy, but
Well, yeah, but I mean,
they could do something like that. Even make a show of it now.
But I mean, that was really. But even during the time when it came out, I think it was really good.
Right, and it's a different actor, but he portrays the So yeah, I think that would be fine. And then Corin says Ray Winstone.
Quadruple agent.
Quadruple agent.
And the thing is, he's actually not a bad actor.
No, he's a decent actor, but you're right, he was pretty lame in this movie.
Yeah.
And that whole going back and forth
thing. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Kurt Russell pretty much directed Tombstone. George P. was not. Really liked most of the cast on set. Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Hello. Let's see here. So, scoring of acting, I probably have to go with a 0.5 point as well. No disrespect to the great Harrison Ford, but
that's true. That's true. But you got to do what you got to do, and he didn't do what he had.
That's
to
right.
do.
I mean, we're professional critics, right?
Yeah, right. That's what we are. We're professional critics over here. You should have streamed the movie to us and then did reshoots after we watched it.
Right.
All right, everybody, whoever's out there watching this, you know what we're talking about. We got Brett saying James Bond formula, 7 different actors. Yeah.
And one character. Yeah.
We saw that. Hi, Miss Marmy. Dan the Maker. Hello. Anonymous, how are you doing? Just polishing my furniture before I put in the storage. Got some new furniture on the way. Oh, that's cool.
Got some new furniture, nice, but wants to hold on to that old stuff.
That's it. Well, sometimes you hold on to the old stuff, get rid of the new, and bring the old back.
Right, yeah, nostalgic value is all.
Yeah, that's right.
This is exactly what Indiana Jones wants.
That's it. Especially when you get those. solid wood furniture.
Yeah.
Not the ones they say is solid wood. I mean the
Mm,
real ones that are solid wood.
right.
You know,
Like the stuff that I make.
yeah, right. Exactly. You sand it down. You put some stain and put some polyurethane on top. Bam! It looks beautiful.
Right.
That fake stuff that they call solid wood is just particle board.
Particle board with a veneer.
Or particle board with veneer on it. And then when the veneer breaks, the particle board expands and it looks disgusting.
Man,
why do people do that?
My parents were hoodwinked so bad. back a couple years, no, not a couple. Actually, it's probably about 20 years back. They went and looked for a dining room table, and it said solid oak. And at one point, something happened to it, and they wanted me to refinish it, so I did. And so I started sanding it down to go ahead and take it down to bare wood where it had a ring mark on it. I started sanding, and next thing I know, I start burning through the veneer. I'm like, oh snap!
Yep.
They paid top dollar for a solid wood oak dining room table, and it was freaking particle board with veneer.
Well, that's what the solid wood is the veneer, because that's real.
The solid wood was the banding that goes around the edge of the darn thing, and then the base. That was it.
That was it. The reason why I say the veneer is because it is like really thin wood that they to make it look like wood, you know.
Yeah, I've done that. We've done that kind of stuff before too. But anyway,
that's
horrible.
The character of Max switching sides was annoying, like the Lone Ranger, where everyone keeps backstabbing the other person. Yeah, that was really annoying and stupid. You're absolutely right. So I guess next will be the cinematography, everybody. The one that I really would love to talk about, because I love to hate it. I love to hate it tonight in this movie. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Looked fake. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Fake. Everything was fake in this movie. Oh my gosh. Well, before we do that, it is 37 minutes. Let me do a quick
commercial.
Yeah.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising. Where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's right.
And you can also get yourself an Inside the Booth, the flamethrower.
What?
No, it's not really. It is. I mean, if someone really wanted to, I could ask Whitey,
our good friend Whitey.
That's right, and he could probably make me some, and I could sell them to you.
That's right. Yeah.
Obviously, profit for him too, and me, and so the price gets expensive. But it's not a real working one; it's just a prop, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, So guys, you can go buy some merchandise from us. You know, that helps us out. It helps, especially if you wear it or you drink out of it. Not only do we get a couple of bucks from you buying our merch, we also get you sharing us because you're wearing it around and telling people about us. And so that being said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Vanquish the like button, ding the bell, and sharing is caring. So right. Don't forget to share, because the more you share, the more people might actually subscribe, and the more people subscribing, is good.
The more watching,
the
more interaction,
and that's everything else. And so everything is down in the description below. You can become a member at a Patreon page. Right now, I did not verify ourselves as being monetized, so they kind of took out the monetization because I didn't verify. Because apparently, I need a I need to register as a business or something like that. And then put my business number in, and then they'll be like, oh, okay. So I gotta do a bunch of jumping hoops before I can become remonetized here.
It's always something.
It is always something. So if you go to Patreon, that's just straight, boom, there you go. You pay monthly, just $1 a month.
Straight into the Inside the Booth
That's
coffers.
Right. That's it. All right. So again, let's talk about the cinematography. So right off the get-go, right off the bat, when they show the little mound of dirt and the fake mound of dirt and the fake
and the gopher
woodchuck that comes out,
prairie dog.
Yeah, it throws you off a lot.
It sets the tone for the movie.
It sets the tone of this movie is cheesy. The graphics are horrible. We didn't even want to spend time on fixing the graphics. You can't even see.
No location scouting.
Yeah, no look. Yeah, exactly. What happened to the practicality?
Why do that when we can go ahead and set Indiana Jones inside of a big blue room?
Yeah, just blue. Everything blue screen, green screen, and even the sky. You know, like they have buildings. They like did the sky green screen or blue screen, and then they put the sky in there. The sky just takes it right out, and you're like, I like this part of the movie, but this part from here up, it looks horrible. You guys did a horrible job. And then lighting is one of the worst things. What is going on with the lighting of this movie? They got things lit, and then all of a sudden they got like just in the eye area, they shine like a spotlight or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they were going for there, but that looked bad.
It was a totally different tone, man.
Yeah, that looked bad. Why did they do that? That just irritated the crap out of me. I could get into the movie better if the lighting was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say
if the graphics were a little bit better. I mean, what is it? Monsters Inc. came out, I think probably around the same time, maybe even before, and the hair on the monsters was all separate,
flowy and stuff.
Flowy. But you got these chipmunks or whatever the heck they are coming out of the ground, and the hair is all blurry and it's straight and it doesn't move properly with the animal, and it's like it takes you out of the movie.
Yeah, Uncanny Valley. No.
Yeah. What they should have done was just make a cartoon. This movie should have been a cartoon. A cartoon series, and then it would have been a little bit better.
That would be interesting, though, having the Indiana Jones cartoon series.
Yeah, right? I mean, everybody likes Indiana Jones anyway. Right.
That would be cool. Anyway, so I guess what point would you give this, Dan? I have a general idea as to what it might be.
Probably just a 0.
Okay.
It wasn't that great. Yeah, there were some elements when they were in the practical areas that it looked okay. It was fine. Especially the I want to call it the tomb scene, the graveyard scene.
Right.
Was just weird, Yeah. And it looked like a set. It didn't even look like they were somewhere in a graveyard. It looked like a set.
Yeah.
Way too much spider webs, because there's never that many spider webs in a place.
Yeah, but even in Raiders of the Lost Ark, there were a lot of spider webs.
Right, there was.
But I think what that had to do with was just how the lighting was that complemented it.
Yeah, exactly, and the dust. This looked like there was hardly any dust, just spider webs, like a Halloween set, like
a haunted mansion type thing.
Yeah. Someone decorates their house for Halloween. They put all that fake spider webs everywhere,
stuff,
and it's supposed to be a cemetery. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah.
And what was up with those guys that did martial arts that were like, well, they were
the Mayans.
Yeah, they were put in there. And they had served no purpose for this movie. You could have had that graveyard scene without that little stupid fight,
and it would have worked.
It would have been.
It would have been the same.
You didn't even need the fight. They just tried to stretch the runtime or something. It was horrible.
It was.
That's what I have to say about the.
That's what you have to say.
Go ahead, Josh. What did you have to say about this?
I have to say that practical effects go a long, long way.
Yeah.
If you're going to go ahead and do something, man, you need to go ahead and take them outside. Natural lighting is great. You need the natural lighting, and of course, you can use other lights to enhance. But having the base of natural lighting is just it sets the tone. You can tell there is a far cry difference, even though it was Steven Spielberg, which is weird. But but tonally, it is a different feel. If from watching, so my favorite Indiana Jones was always The Last Crusade. I just love that one I don't know why, but you can tell the difference between the lighting, the cinematography, everything about from that movie to the other one. It looked oversaturated too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a lot of oversaturated stuff.
Yeah, the color was uber vibrant and stuff, man. It looked almost like it was borderline orange, it looked almost borderline Michael Bay-ish. Right?
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. It did.
And the computer graphics it threw it off in a really bad way. I mean, even when they took it into like a real world setting and inserted some of the computer graphics, it still didn't work.
Yeah,
the sets were pitiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the scene where he finally made it out of Area 51 and out of
what was up with that? I mean, not even that was practical. Not like,
no, and then
the first movie with the Ark, the first,
right,
and they bring the Ark into a warehouse. That was practical. Why couldn't they just use a place like that?
I don't know, because I mean, Area 51 looked it didn't even look like it was a set. It looked like it was just straight up blue screen.
Yeah, exactly. It did.
But I mean, even the desert where he escaped not the Nazis, the Russians at night, and you see him behind a dirt mound. It looked like it was on set.
Mm-hmm.
There was no aspect of it at all that looked like it was real. Which, I mean, granted, you don't want too much realism, because then it's like, well, if it's real, if it looks too much. This is my problem with 4K, is that it looks too real. That is like, okay. The reason why we watch movies is because the real world sucks. So we don't want to be a part of it. We want to be a part of this other world that we would love to be in, kind of a thing. That's why we watch movies. Escapism. But it didn't look right at all. It just didn't feel right. And so I have to me, honestly, I have to give cinematography a -1.
Nice.
I'm sorry. To me, it was that bad. I mean, it is. I mean, to take Indiana Jones and turn it into a B movie quality is sad.
It is. It was. Yeah, it definitely was.
I mean, even the sequel trilogy of Star Wars was better, cinematography wise, than Indiana Jones 4.
Oh, right. I'll agree with that. The cinematography.
No, great. Yeah, sure. The graphics and stuff are better because they're by today's standards, but still, the issue was that that at least the sequel trilogy used a lot more practical effects, whereas Indiana Jones 4 decided not to.
Right. Plus 2008, we have movies we could go off of and say, those graphics still hold up to today's standards.
Yeah, we do. Yep.
So why not Indiana Jones? Why did they rush Indiana Jones? Is my question.
I think part of it, what it is that because Lucasfilm has always tried to be kind of innovative,
right?
And I guess they were still coming out of the high of having the prequel Star Wars,
right? And
still trying to go ahead and think, well, maybe we can go ahead and pull it off with Indiana Jones, and it just doesn't work too well.
No, it doesn't. And just like we talked about the plot, the writing they should have had a few writers look it over and rewrite things like they used to all the time. We got Corin saying, OMG, I always thought the
gee.
gopher mound thing didn't fit with the other 3 openings. No, it's true. It didn't fit.
Mhm.
Didn't fit at all. They tried because the Paramount pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yep.
it faded into the gopher mound. But it was a gopher mound. They should have went
Right.
somewhere else with it. Or they should have had a real gopher mound and nothing else happened or something. But they should have just shifted over.
It should have just shifted over to the car. That was it.
Yeah, and then just shift over. Yeah, exactly. Not have the car running over the mound. That was stupid too, because it looked kind of fake, and then it goes to real, and you're like, it's
disjointed. Yeah,
off. Yeah, it just throws it off. I like practical effects part.
Yes,
partly because I have little idea how CGI works. Yeah, that's true. But
this is the reason
effects are a little bit better. I like how some people do it, like in Ghostbusters and stuff. They take the practical effects and they kind of mix it with the CGI,
right?
But they do it in a way where it looks.
You have
like
to blend
CGI.
it right.
Yeah, blended properly.
Well, that's one of the things. This is why, and I know I'm talking about it again, but this is why Christopher Nolan is like my new favorite director, because he tries his dead level best to use very, very, very little CGI, and everything he does is just impressive, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no,
it's like I've been reading up on this Oppenheimer movie, man, and he said that there are no practical effects whatsoever in this, or there are no CGI effects in this movie whatsoever. Everything's practical.
Oh, really?
Yes, all the way down to the explosion and everything, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I do want to see that movie. I
do too, man.
It looks
I'm itching to see it.
yeah. That does look good. It's got good actors
anyway.
too.
Oh yeah. So. But anyway, moving on. We keep getting sidetracked.
Yeah, that's all right. Anonymous says, from what I heard, Indiana should pay peeps to watch it. Yeah. But they can't afford the bill. The Last Crusade is my favorite too. The perfect ending to the trilogy. The fourth.
That's why it should be. That's why it was called The Last Crusade.
Right. Exactly. That's what I would think, anyways. Corn, you're absolutely right. I could see how some people could get into. Like Brett said earlier, he kind of liked this movie. I could see how some people can get into it. Especially if you're not really paying attention to the CGI. Unfortunately, as a critic and as watching movies,
it's part of his life.
It's been a part of my life for the last 5 years, and it's like you start seeing stuff you never thought you would ever see before, and it's like
and sometimes it hurts.
It does, and sometimes it can ruin a movie. I can probably once in a while I can turn off my brain and just sit there and watch something. I tried to do that with this movie, but there's just too much I couldn't do.
It was rough. It was rough.
It was.
I like cheese.
Sketchy guy, what's up? He likes cheese.
I'm right there with you, sketchy guy. I like cheese too.
This was one of those cheese movies.
Yeah, but it was that too.
But you know what? It was okay.
It's a fun movie or whatever, but
fun. I want to see somebody kind of cut some things out of it and kind of make it.
I think
better,
that if you take the name Indiana Jones off of it, it'd be a good movie.
Right. Indiana Jones.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the Brendan Fraser and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yes, there you go. It's kid
right.
It's all about it's kidly.
It's action adventure kind of thing, but
yeah.
But it looks like crap because of the CGI.
Yeah, exactly. Watching paint dry gets a better score. Says everything.
Wow.
I can't remember if I heard it here or not, but someone once said practical effects are just as expensive as CGI.
Probably so. Probably
yeah,
so.
so you might as well use the former anyway. Yeah, you know what? Exactly. It can get just as expensive because people are. Yeah,
It takes some work.
Yeah, with CGI, you got to sit at a computer for hours and hours and
Right.
hours and hours
To
you know,
manipulate
get it.
one hair.
Yeah, and that's too. I mean, nowadays it takes a little bit. It's faster now than it used to be way in the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, back in 2008.
2008. Yeah, but but at the you're right. You know, if you can do practical, why not? You know, it's because CGI is kind of just as expensive as you know doing things practical. Honestly, though, if you think about it, if these people weren't so greedy, you could make a movie with like $100,000 easy. You know, you get a couple friends. You know, I mean, it's entertainment, anyways. You get people. You know, like the normal working man, you and me, we get what $10 an hour, right? Okay, so maybe it's a little more now. Okay, you're more in construction. You make more,
right?
Okay,
sorry.
It's okay. But like you work at Walmart, you get like $10-11 an hour, right? That's a normal person out working these days. That's normal. If you offered someone like that and said, "Hey, I'll give you $20 an hour to act in this film," I bet you they'd make better movies because
well, I mean, no acting experience. They're just going to go there to try to have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of the thing about making a movie, anyways, having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Having fun. And those type of people would probably do their best anyways to try to, because, I'll be in a film. That's great. I want to try my best. You know, it would be just as good as some of these high budget films out there because just because these people have a name, you know, my name is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I need $100 million every movie I make, you know.
Oh shoot! Get this, man.
Joe Schmo, $20 an hour. There you go. You get the same movie.
Well, get this. So this isn't acting, but it is entertainment. So there were talks of a boxing match that was going to be coming out between Tyson Fury and Mike Tyson. Do you know how much Tyson Fury, who's from Britain and a white guy, do you know how much he was going to get paid compared to Mike Tyson?
How much?
So Tyson Fury was going to get paid $10 million, win or lose.
Okay.
Mike Tyson was going to get $250 million.
See
Tyson Fury came out and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do it." He said, because it's a lose-lose match. He said, either I go ahead and fight him and beat him and be called a racist, or I go ahead and throw the match, or I go ahead and end up losing and they'll say I threw the match and therefore I'm racist. He said, "No,
right, exactly.
I'm not doing it." He said, "Not for that kind of money."
Yeah, whatever happened to trends and paper, match and glitter and fur? Yeah, whatever happened to that? You know, that's just as expensive.
That's stuff my daughter's going to get into here soon, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, so there you go, cinematography.
So cinematography.
Love it. So music is next, everybody.
Music. I mean, John Williams.
It is good. But at the same time, I have to say, it's not his best work in this movie. There are some parts of this movie that, and I understand it probably calls for it in each scene, the way he did it. And I'm sure it's the writing of the movie, the plot. But there was too much kid-friendly stuff going on. Even with the sound of the music, the way the music was playing, it was more like, oh, this is a kid's adventure. I keep comparing it to Peter Pan because that's what it felt like in some of these scenes. It was like a Peter Pan style, you know, of a movie, and I'm like, I don't want Peter Pan. I want Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, where's his, you know, like not just that, but like his the and I know it was stuntmen doing it, but where's his stunts where he's like crawling in the back of a truck or climbing on top of a tank? Where's all that stuff and all the thrill and the action and the like, whoa, like where is that in this movie? They had they shot the scene from above where they're fencing. That looked so cheesy.
Right.
Sketchy guy cheese over here with the fencing scene. It didn't even look exciting. It had that looked like a kid's movie. It looked like a play almost, like a play from high school or something. And they're pretending to fence, and they're like, oh, and then they had to do stupid jokes. And I know this is not part of the music right now, but like the magnetic thing of the skull, and Kate Blanchett's sword goes zoom like a white boy, with a thing, and she looks down and she's like, oh, and pushes it down like it was like that's something from Spaceballs or something,
right.
from that movie Men in Tights,
Robin Hood Men
in Tights, not Indiana Jones. Why did they put that in there? It's
Indiana Jones didn't have that much humor in it. I mean, it had humor, but not like that.
Exactly. And then same with the dog tags. I'm going back to like cinematography and plot. The dog tags are flying, the magnet thing, and they're holding like this. They look fake. They look like they're fake dog tags. They could have done it practically. Just get some string holding it out and pulling.
I was like fishing line.
Yeah, fishing line. This, I don't know. And the music, I love John Williams, and I love his music. The music to this movie is good, but at the same time, some of it doesn't fit, all because of the writing of it. So I don't know what to say. I think
half a point. I see it coming now.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just gonna have to be a half a point. It just I don't know.
I'm kind of there with you. There were a lot of, for me, for the most part, John Williams, phenomenal composer. His work is legendary, to say the least. For the movie,
Marie says, I'm sorry. Marie says, so you would have wanted a rated R instrumental score for this film instead. Well, not quite, but
you want a hardcore PG-13.
Yeah.
But no, I did like a lot of what John Williams did.
Right.
It was more of the other music that threw it off for me. The other stuff, of the Beach Boys and Elvis, that to me was like,
right. No,
no.
Yeah.
No.
They didn't put it in the right spot or something. Yeah.
No, I think they should just omitted it altogether. Right. I don't think it was tonally, fitting.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it fit at all. You could have had you could have had just John Williams making music for that opening car scene, and it would have been fine, I think.
Right.
If you did away with, I think if you did away with that other additional music that wasn't John Williams, I think it would have been fine.
Okay, I got you.
So
I get you.
So to me, I think I can give it a point, only because of that. Because it to me, when I listen to a score, it's predominantly going to be based off of the composer, not the additional music that accompanies it. Right. So like, say, Guardians of the Galaxy, everybody listens to the music mix. They don't actually listen to the score from the music of whoever happened to make the music. That's the background music, not the vocal music of the music mix.
Right.
So that's my take on that one. Because those people that made the music that was featured on the awesome music mix, they're not going to be, featured on there as far as like, you know, along with the composer. It's going to be all the way at the bottom of the list where they're going to be like, yeah, we had additional music by this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
true. That's true. And the main composer will be just a big name.
Right. So that's my thing. John Williams, hats off to him. Now for his musical score, I probably would give it probably about a 7 though for this one as a whole. It wasn't entirely Indiana Jones-esque.
Right.
But there are a lot of elements.
Yeah.
It had a lot of elements. So I do give music, you know, a point if I take out the other stuff.
Right. I got you. All right. That's beautiful. Next, everybody, last but not least, we have the allegory.
Ooh, I'm going to have to think about this one for a second.
Yeah, this one's a little tough. I didn't see much of an allegory. I can pull stuff.
Yeah,
just like anything else. You know, like the whole Shia LaBeouf is the son, and then they get the father-son thing going, you know, and they start respecting each other at the end, and their relationship has been mended, you know, stuff like that. You could pull stuff. Yeah. You could even say, oh, aliens are really Nephilim, and in reality, people are searching for Nephilim stuff, and you know, the fallen angels from God. And you can pull stuff. Definitely, you can pull stuff. But at the same time, it's like it's just exhausting to pull something out of a movie like this. I
think we're going to end up working in tandem on this one because it's going to be hard. Right. I think one of the things that kind of stuck out to me is that, you know, religion permeates everything. I mean, religion is involved in everything, right? Every culture has religion of some form or another.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And it influences entire cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that a lot of religions have similarities to each other. I mean, it's not much of an allegory or anything like that, but that's just one of the things, you know, you can just face it. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Right.
Without religion, there wouldn't, to an extent, if it weren't for religion, there'd be no moral system.
Right. That's true. That's true. So yeah, and everybody, even the bad guys, have a moral system.
They do.
You know,
because I mean, you could ask the question if the Nazis were alive right now, you could ask them. It's like, do you believe what you're doing is right? They would probably say yes, because in their eyes, they think it's right, even though it is abysmally wrong.
Right.
But they thought they were doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. This is true. Yeah, and you can take, you know, at the end of the movie, it was nice to see the marriage happen and stuff like that. But then at the same time, you're like, well, but Indiana Jones had 3 different girls, you know, 3 different movies, 3 different girls in each movie. You know, it's like, does he really need to go back to this one? But apparently it was like this, maybe a meant to be type of thing. I don't
probably
know.
So. I think really that was supposed to be like the actual closure of Indiana Jones, and now all of a sudden we need to go ahead and be like, oh, we need more nostalgia, so we're going to go ahead and do another one. It's like
Dial of Destiny or something like that. Did you know? Yeah. Like the real...
which is the bar of soap, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Dial.
That's great. I love it.
Sorry.
But did you know there is a real Dial of Destiny out there, right?
No, I didn't know that.
They based this off of a real thing. But it's like an ancient, they think it was used as a clock, you know, so they could tell time. And it was, you know, supposed to be, you know, like, whoa, how did they come up with something like that? They don't really know how it happened or whatever.
Okay.
Or what?
Is this like the Mayan calendar kind of thing?
Yeah,
or
something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. But it was almost like a modern day clock. It had gears and stuff inside.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So apparently there's this speculation that they don't know how they got the technology, stuff like that, and it could have been from aliens or whatever.
It's from Atlantis.
Atlantis, that's it. Or obviously the speculation of people going back in time, and then they
Of course,
lose their
that's the loophole.
Yep, and
that's the easy way out.
Yeah, and I think that's why they made the movie more of a
About that.
traveling instead of just a watch. Oh, it was a watch from back in the old.
Yeah, but it would have been a really neat
times.
twist to go ahead and be like something from like Atlantis, though. That would have been a really neat twist.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
Because everybody's fascinated with Atlantis. Nobody's really fascinated with time travel anymore.
Right. I mean, superhero movies already did that.
Exactly.
Forget about it.
All
Why
the
do we gotta
superhero
do
movies
it?
have done that. Yeah.
That's right. But why do we need to go through it with all our? Next is gonna be 007 doing time traveling.
Yeah, he's gonna go back to when he was a kid and go ahead and make sure his parents didn't die.
You're right.
Which at that point, then he doesn't become 007 in the end.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know. Some of these movies, they like, it's like Disney. They see something that works, and then they try to replicate it in a different franchise.
Well,
and it doesn't work, and then they go ahead and tell us it's our fault that it didn't work or something.
Right. I think part of it is that it's like the time travel thing. That was a big thing during the 80s and 90s and stuff. We had the biggest one, of course, was Back to the Future, but then we had things like
right,
which I've never seen. Time Traveler's Wife. I assume it has that. Yes, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We had of course, The Time Machine, written by H.G. Wells. But we've done time travel so many different times, and we already have so many different theories that revolve around time travel. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows everything about it. Why do we need to go ahead and go back to it again with nostalgic films?
Nostalgic and modern day look to it or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's
crazy. That's what I'm saying. Do something really neat. I mean, you could have done. They could have done the Mayan calendar thing with Indiana Jones. They could have done Atlantis with it. I would have loved to have seen them do something with the Iron Lance.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
Which the legend behind the Iron Lance, or even the legend of Excalibur.
Excalibur would have been great. Yeah.
But you know what the Iron Lance was, though, right?
I don't.
The Iron Lance was a spear that pierced Jesus' side.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
The way I actually learned about this as well was that they were originally years and years ago. My gosh, back in the early 2000s, LucasArts was making a video game of Indiana Jones, and it was going to have the Iron Lance in it.
Okay.
And they canceled it.
Oh, that stinks.
It's like, why? That would have been so cool.
Would have been. That's what I liked about Indiana Jones. The first.
I like the relics and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's because they went biblical kind of with all that stuff.
Yeah, even
could have been done biblically and stuff like that, and that would have been great.
Mm-hmm. But I like just if archaeologists and stuff, going into the whole mythology and stuff like that. Like I said, King Arthur, and you got Norse gods and stuff like that. Yeah. You could have even put him in Egypt. I mean, granted, we had the Mummy on that one, but still.
Right. That's true.
I mean, you could have done Japan and China. We already did the Aztecs with the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it is what it was. But I also like the crackers.
I also like crackers. Sketchy guy.
That's racist, sketchy guy.
Crackers. Marie, you're so funny. She goes, "Is One World Part 3 about time travel?" It will be one day when I make that movie. I still got to get the first one out. One World.
Part 1.
Part 1. That's it. Maybe I should call it Part 1. That's funny. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to give Allegory much of a point because it wasn't heavy. It wasn't a heavy topic in this one. Not like The Last Crusade or Raiders of the Lost Ark. Those are heavy with allegory, you know.
Temple of Doom was like, guard your heart and all.
Right. Temple of Doom. That was an okay movie. I don't know.
It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't the best one.
No, it wasn't the best one. And I think
it was better. It was better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Right. But I think that's what they tried to do with the Crystal Skull, was kind of bring it back to that type of,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that type of weird stuff,
Mm-hmm.
They kind of threw some of that weird stuff in there, and I was like, why though? Why? They didn't need it. They didn't need it. I just because it's not heavy in allegory, I'm gonna say there's 0 points for me. And
yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing.
Same with you.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Now, time to tally it up.
Yep. Now is the time to tally it up. Go ahead, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves. Tell everybody to subscribe. You know what to do.
Ding that like button.
Ding the like button. Yeah. Ding the bell. Remember, notifications.
Yes, everything. Don't forget that negative point in there too, man. It's gonna knock it back quite a bit.
I don't think I need that negative point. I'll keep it as a 0. Because it's everybody, I think so Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull got
official review is
the official review here in Inside the Booth got a 3.5 points out of 10.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad. 3.5 points out of 10, everybody. I know personally, I probably
go watch it. See if you agree with us.
Yeah, go watch it and see if you agree with us.
Or not. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, that's true. If you did enjoy this, Brett said he enjoyed it. I don't know what happened to him. He stopped talking. So he said he liked this movie. But if you're like Brett and you like this movie, give us a comment in the comment section below and tell us why you like the movie, or I mean, it's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it takes you out.
Disjointed. Yep.
George Lucas just needs to re-edit this movie, and then maybe it'll be
better. A George Lucas edition.
Yeah, a George Lucas re-edit is what we need here from Indiana Jones and the Crystal.
Release the Lucas cut.
Yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The Lucas cut, please. We don't need a Snyder cut. We need a Lucas cut. Lucas cut for everything, for sure. And maybe they could fix the graphics, and maybe that's all it needs, and it will be a lot better. Maybe it'll be a lot better if the graphics were fixed. That would up it a little bit. Anyway,
I think it would. Yeah, it would get it to at least maybe a 5.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, since cinematography was 0s on both of them, it probably would give it about a 5. That's good. I like it. So yeah, everybody, that's it for tonight. If you liked the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, let us know. I already said that already.
Yes, you did.
What else?
Sometimes it bears repeating.
Yeah. What did I not say yet? Well, I guess
support.
Yeah, support. Subscribe to the channel. Vanquish the like button. Oh, and my favorite. If I can get to it fast enough.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
I love that.
And when you ring that bell, everybody, you get notified for every time we post and go live here on Inside the Booth. Just to let everybody know, we do have an announcement, August 1st. You don't want to miss it. It's a sad but joyful announcement, and you don't want to miss the show. So I will also reiterate it on Tuesday. So be here August 1st. And then we're taking a break to the end of August. So, and then September we'll start up again. But yeah, be here August 1st. You guys don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a really good show. Sad and joyous show.
Many tears.
Yes, it will be many tears. So thank you everybody for being here. God bless you all. We thank you everybody for your support and your
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends about us. We will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.